All right. Boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, gamers, everyone else, welcome back to Chris Allen Recap number 22. Yes, 22. It's been a while. It has been a while since I've last done a Chris Allen Recap, and there's reason for that, and it mostly revolves around I don't cover Call of Duty anymore. Because that's basically what all the Chris Allen recaps in the past have been. But anyway, we're here for Chris Allen Recap 22, and as I always feel so obliged, I will say this again in the beginning. This is going to be especially all over the place, because I didn't make any script for this, and I really have no prior thought on what I want to say for this one, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. Chris Allen recap number 23. That one's going to be hopefully a lot better than this one because I have a lot to say for that one. But for this one, I have something to say. I just don't know how to say it. But without further ado, as I usually like to allude to the topic with the little picture I put in the front here, it has to do with the home, the casa, the abode, not boob casa, but the house on which we all live in, right? So recently, I've been talking to my friends, as I usually do, as I would hope many people do. And, we started talking about COVID. And, I basically said, COVID for me has really done nothing. Excuse me. But helped me grow fat from strength, right? I basically had a very good time in COVID because nothing changed in terms of how I live. But it basically got accepted and widespread. So, for those of you who don't know how I live, which is probably everyone, I am basically almost a shut-in. I'm almost nearly there. I prefer, kind of, to spend my time inside, although I do go out occasionally just for certain things, aka getting food and sustenance. Although if I had my own way, I'd prefer to just have it delivered, but I go and get it from the supermarket. And I go to the gym, I go running, and I go hang out with friends, but that's about it. I don't care to ever go on vacation anywhere. I don't care to visit places, maybe Japan because I like ramen and stuff, but that's for food. That's like a once in a lifetime thing. I'll do it once, and I don't even want to do it for very long because I'm really not one for travel. But the main theme of this Chris Allen recap is exploring some mental stuff that I also have. So it's weird because, again, this is going to be all over the place, but a lot of different thoughts cross through my head, especially as I talk about the topic. But in general, I titled this one in my head, "My Sanctuary is My Prison," because as much as I do love being inside and staying home, it gets really bad. Now, I don't know if that's for a whole slew of other reasons, which undoubtedly there's some reasons in there, but let's just focus on the home part to make this episode not too incomprehensible. So, basically, despite staying home and for the most part liking staying home for the majority of my time and staying inside, I'm also very sad because, and this is like the big question of has society imposed this on me or do I just feel this way? And I have a feeling it's maybe a little bit of both, but maybe probably leaning more towards maybe society, but maybe not. And by society, I mean just what you consume from media, what you hear from other people, what you see from other people, what is viewed as generally good and desirable by others. Now, that's a big problem in our society, but again, this could go in a whole bunch of different places, and it probably will eventually, but let's try and stay on track here. So, despite staying home for many of my days and not going out, if allowed to, for weeks or at a time, aside from running and, gym, because I go out every day for those because I'm really upset at myself for having the body that I do. But let's not veer off. In general, when I'm in my house for long periods of time, despite it even being encouraged by our great United States government to stay inside in quarantine, I get really upset, I get really sad, and I get really depressed. And again, I don't know if that's because of me, but I feel like the general idea, right, is if you're not going outside, you're missing out on stuff. And it's so weird because then that makes me think, okay, I need to go outside. I need to go do things that are just outside, even though I don't know what I want to do, because I know what I like. I, for the most part, at most times, like staying inside and playing games. Excuse me. Despite how much I really hate the same games I play, I still do play them at the end of the day. In general, when I find a good game, I fucking love the shit out of it, and like I get such euphoria with games when I finally play a good game. But different topic. So, because of this idea that I'm missing out on stuff if I don't go out, I was like, okay, I gotta go out. So I actually went out to some of my college friends' houses, well, their house, one person, and I played some games with them that I don't usually play, physical games, and I was like, damn, this is okay, but it's not really what I would usually do, and I kind of realized, like, wow, I would much rather be inside. So the question then became to me, what is this dread I have about going outside? Like, I have this dread of like, oh, I really would just rather stay inside my whole life and do what I usually do. And I feel like that would bring me a certain level of contentment. But again, like I said, I get scared like I'm missing out. It's the fear of missing out. Where it's like, if I don't go outside, how will girls get interested in my lovely body that I think is ugly? And just how will certain other things happen, which I feel can only happen if you go outside. So I feel like most of it is just fear, right? And it's fear of staying inside because it's safe, and I know it's safe, and I like it, and I keep doing it because the outside is unknown. Or maybe that's just society imposing its ideals on me, and I actually really just do like staying inside, or maybe I was made this way through my experiences. I don't know. But my main idea that I wanted to put forth during this is like, it's so weird to think that like, you could want something really badly, right? Like, because COVID, let's be honest, it's ending soon. I'm pretty sure people are sick of it. Even if the government says it's not over, people are going to make it over in reality. They don't give a shit. Because, how many people are going out without masks now? Especially in New York. But, this time is going to end, and I'm going to be forced to go out and get a job and whatnot, which, I don't mind as long as it's a good job, which is another fear I have. But in general, I'm going to have to leave my house again a lot of times, and I feel like I have a social battery, and that gets drained when I'm not in my house. And again, I want to stay in my house, but then when I'm in my house for a long time, I get really sad. And I'm like, damn, what is going on? Like, this shit's actually crazy. But it's just weird to me that, like, certain things that you really like and you want sometimes just end up, like, hurting you. And I'm pretty sure it's like that with love and many other things. But for me, I want to put forth that it's my house. My house, I love being in it, but then sometimes it drives me crazy. Maybe that's from isolation, who the fuck knows. But, yeah, I like my house, but I hate my house. Again, there was no real, like, thing I had in mind for this Kristalin recap. It's actually going to end up being a decently short one of the rare ones. But yeah, expect the next Kristalin recap hopefully to come maybe soon, and it's going to be about a juicy topic that I've also been thinking about, because at the end of the day, these shits are just what I'm thinking about, what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, and it's content, and why not? But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all have a great, stupendous, wonderful day, because hopefully I can have one as well. And I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed.